All right, so like I said, we're talking about qualifications of the Senate and the House. All right, we're going to start on the Venn diagram side of your sheet for now. All right. So just be patient for a minute. All right, so the House of Representatives, the first thing that you need to write in the House top portion is that there are 435 members. All right, there's 435 members in the House of Representatives. All right, the Constitution provides that the total number of seats in the House shall be apportionated among the states based on the respective population. So also on that Venn diagram sheet, you need to write that for the House, that the size is based on population. All right, so for the House, it's based on population. All right, this last part's not really important. It's not going to be a test question, but for people who want to know, each state is guaranteed at least one seat, no matter its population. So if we ever had a state that was too small, it would have one. All right. So the main things off this that you need to know about 435, and the House is based on population. So for instance, California, all right, they have 54 electoral votes. Somebody take, what's 54 minus 2? 52. All right, so they have 52 congressional districts in California. It's a lot. All right, that's a lot of people in the House of Representatives. All right, then they have 2 senators, like every other state. All right. So, Article 1, Section 2, Clause 1. That's what you need to write down. Article 1, Section 2, Clause 1 says that representatives shall be chosen every second year. So you need to know that Article 1, Section 2, Clause 1 says that the House members will be selected every 2 years. All right, so House of Representatives, if you're in that, you're going to be elected every 2 years. So if I just won election in 2016, I'll have to run again in 2 years from that date. All right. You good, Addison? Okay. All right. Qualifications to be House. Flip over to the opposite side. Let me see your sheet. All right. So we're going to be using qualifications side right here. All right. For the House. All right. The opposite side is the Senate. All right. So qualifications for the House. You must be at least 25 years old. You have to be a citizen of the United States for at minimum 7 years. And you must inhabit the state from which you want to be elected from. So, all right, if I wanted to run for the Senate seat in Georgia, I'd have to move to Georgia and live in Georgia for 7 years. All right, so 25 years old, have to be a U.S. citizen for 7 years at least, and you have to inhabit the state in which you want to live in. All right, now a custom, but not required by the Constitution, is that you live in the district in which you want to represent. All right, the reason why that is they recommend that you be in touch with the people that you represent. So it would not be smart for me to live in Montgomery and represent the people of Auburn, Opelika, Lee County area because I'm not in touch with them. I don't know what's happening every single day. All right, does that make sense to y'all? No? Yes? Anybody agree with that statement? I mean, do you think it's important to live in the district in which you want to represent? Yeah? Okay. All right. Tiberius, you good? Okay. All right, so you don't need to write anything down right now, but we're just going to go through this. So these are some informal qualifications that are recommended if you're going to run. All right, these are things that people suggest that you need to have if you think you're going to be able to win, the Senate or the House seat. All right, the first one is that party identification. All right, if you're going to run, you kind of have to declare. You're going to run as a Republican or a Democrat. I mean, you can be moderate one way or the other, but in a state like Alabama, you're going to have to kind of declare. Name familiarity, like how much do people know your name? All right, if I wanted to run right now for a seat in Auburn, kind of have a name base up because I've taught so far about 230 kids, all right, that are somewhere between 18 and 19, 17, 18 years old, that will be 18 by the time another election comes around. And if you all stay in the area, well, then that's, 300 or 400 extra votes, hopefully, that are in my back pocket, unless I haven't pissed anybody off. All right. Gender. All right, for a while, male used to be the dominating factor in politics. All right, we've seen that it's changed. We now have a lot of females in office, which is great. Ethnic characteristics. Sometimes this matters. All right. Does anybody know where this might matter a lot in Alabama? All right, I'll give you an idea. It's in Terry Sewell's district. All right, it's been a very, very long time since a white person won the Black Belt region in Alabama. Anybody know why? Okay, it's because it's predominantly African American. All right, and a lot of people, there's always been the rub between that area of whether or not a white person can do as good of job of representing that area. All right, it's the truth. It's the big issue that we have in that area, that has been so hard for people to run that district. All right, Terry Sewell, like I said, she's done a really great job, and I think she'll continue to do a really good job. And she's even talked to some people, some other African Americans and Hispanics in the state of trying to run and break into their districts as well. So we'll see in the next election whether or not anything changes. In terms of ethnicity, the state kind of lacks on being, represented in that form. Of course, we have 2 females now, which is great, but we're still lacking in being, having widespread ethnicity represented in our federal offices that we hold. Political experience, as we've kind of seen in this past election, it really doesn't matter now. I mean, the tide's changed. I mean, you can now get elected with having no political and no military experience and become president of the United States. Is there something funny over there, boys? Okay. Also, being the incumbent. All right, so the incumbent is the person who currently holds office. All right, so if I currently hold office and Tiberius runs against me, all right, I have that extra leg up on Tiberius because I have been in office for 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 6 years before he decides to run. All right, so it gives me the background of saying, well, look what I've done for the district versus Tiberius, who's running, that can only say, well, look what I've done for this, town of Auburn, if he's, former city council member or whatever. All right, and then fundraising abilities. Are you good at going out and raising money? All right, any questions on this slide? All right. So, flip back over to the Venn diagram side. All right, a house. All right, so if you're a member in the House of Representatives, you represent a small portion of the state. So you represent what's called a district. All right, so House members represent a district, which is a smaller portion of the state. On the Venn diagram in the House section up top, and then the Senate part and the Senate part below.
I don't have.
Flip over.
I have representatives both and senators.
On the Venn diagram part, it says House Representatives up top, both, and then Senate. You write House Representative in the House spot, meaning they represent a small district of the state. All right, and then a senator represents the entire state rather than a small region. Lord have mercy. I'm going to have to edit this thing. You what? You want a different sheet? Okay. Who else? All right.